Hey everyone, I'm Bradley, and welcome to Zelangle. Star Wars The Last Jedi is the latest film in the franchise to be released in theaters, but there's another one right around the corner. This will be the shortest amount of time between two Star Wars movies, and that movie is Solo: A Star Wars Story. They officially announced it back in 2015. It will be the second anthology film of Star Wars, but it is the first of its kind in one way. It has a main character. Yes, A New Hope has Luke Skywalker, Rogue One has Jyn Erso, Phantom Menace has Obi-Wan/Anakin/Qui-Gon. Anyway, Star Wars has always had main protagonists that you follow through the story and relate with the most. But Star Wars films have always been about one thing: the fate of the galaxy. I would argue that the fate of the galaxy is the main subject of Star Wars. Every one of the episodic saga films have ended with major changes to the current galactic government, whether that's the Old Republic, the Empire, the New Republic, or the First Order. Even the one spin-off anthology so far has been about trying to take down the Empire for the freedom of the galaxy. Star Wars has always had an epic scope in the way they tell stories. There are comics and television shows and books and video games that might deal with smaller stories and characters, maybe how the average person residing in this galaxy lives every day. But for the big Star Wars movies, they were special because they had a purpose. Almost every Star Wars movie has a gap in time in between each other. Obviously, there is a big jump between the prequels and the original trilogy, and then the original trilogy with the new sequel trilogy. But even the films in each trilogy don't directly lead into the next. That's because the story of the galaxy isn't something that changes every week. We skip ahead after A New Hope because the story of Empire Strikes Back isn't right after Luke blows up the Death Star. It's about a 3-year gap. Lots of things happen in between the Battle of Yavin and the Battle of Hoth. And why is there so much time between the original and the sequel? Because this is when another big event happens that turns the tide of the war, and ultimately leads into another big change that affects the galaxy. We met Han at the precise moment he became relevant to the story of the Galactic Civil War.
Han Solo. I'm captain of the Millennium Falcon.
No sooner, no later. That's the reason a lot of Luke's earlier scenes were cut from the final film. He wasn't important yet, so it was just filling screen time. So, can it be interesting to see what Han was up to before New Hope? Sure. It would be cool to see him meet Chewie and win the Millennium Falcon from Lando, and possibly see Han do the Kessel Run in 14 parsecs?
12!
Sorry, 12.
14.
But yes, that would be all very awesome to see. But those are what fans want to see, not what is important enough to explore in a movie. I understand that Solo is a spin-off, and the spin-offs are meant to have more freedom in storytelling and playing with different characters, time periods, and locations. They are meant to explore new, previously unseen corners of the Star Wars galaxy, not new corners of characters that have already served their purpose in the overall story. Now guys, I do want to say really quick that when this movie comes out, of course I'm seeing it opening night. You win again, Disney. And I'm not going to let my thoughts on whether or not this should have been made affect my judgment on the quality of the film. And honestly, Disney's ultimate goal, which every company also shares, is making money. And if they feel like this is a film that's worth making to make that happen for them, then good for them. I have no problem with that. And maybe this is a movie that's meant to be more of a fan wish fulfillment, and they're just going to use their new concept of spin-offs as a way to give even more to the fans. Great. So I just wanted to put this in here to say, back in 1983, when it looked like there would be no more of these ever made again, people would have killed to be able to live in this age, where there's a new one every year. So it would be a bit spoiled and ungrateful of someone to sit back and complain about any of this. Oh, well. Anyway, thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you next time. Nuff said, and Excelsior. And may the Force be with you. Always.